Can an officer stop you in Virginia because you're weaving? Maybe. Hi, I'm Andrew Flusci. I'm your Virginia traffic attorney, and this is one area where there's a lot of room for argument, especially because typically these cases involve a DUI. What happens is an officer sees a car weaving, and then they stop them because of the weaving, maybe for suspicion of DUI, and inevitably, if we're fighting over it, it means that you ended up getting arrested or charged with DUI or some kind of a violation. But is that a good enough reason to stop you? That's the first analysis. The officer has to have a good reason to pull you over. And is weaving enough? Well, there's different cases on this in Virginia, and the first thing though is we have to start with Virginia law. And the simple traffic violation that you may have committed is that you're supposed to keep your vehicle within your lane unless you're changing lanes, and then of course you can only move from one lane to another when it's safe to do so. So that's the first analysis. If you actually change lanes completely and you used your signal if you needed to and it was safe to do so, then that would not be a traffic violation if you just move lanes. However, what happens in some of these cases is that a person is kind of drifting around the roadway, moving from side to side. And so does that rise to the level of a good reason for you to be pulled over? Unfortunately, it's one of those gray areas in the law, and it does depend. It depends on a couple of things. First of all, did your tires actually cross out of your lane? So is it arguable or even pretty clear that you did commit a violation of not staying within your lane? And if your tires fully crossed over the line on either side, then that's fairly clearly a violation and a good reason to be pulled over. However, if your tires stayed within your own lane and you were simply kind of drifting side to side within your lane, that may not be a violation to be pulled over for. It really is not a violation of the law. However, there's a case in Virginia that says that weaving within your own lane could be enough for an officer to pull you over. Based on their training and experience, it could indicate that there's possible impairment involved with the driver. But the big issue is, how many times did you weave? How much was the weaving? How long of a period of time did the officer follow you to have to dig up several times of weaving? There's lots of different pieces to analyze if you never crossed over the line, for sure. And even in cases where the officer claims you crossed the line, definitely we want to watch the video to see if it corroborates that, to see if you maybe just touched the line or did you actually cross it all the way. So if you're pulled over for weaving or anything like that and have a serious charge after that, definitely contact my office so we can discuss what defenses you may have. If you were stopped for a different reason, check out my other videos that will definitely be going into the different reasons why law enforcement officers can or can't pull you over.